I will save the command. If I have enough time, I will leave command up at the end of the class. If I don't have enough time, I will type it and send it to your email, and we can discuss on Wednesday. I have two things to talk to you today. The first, I talked about the lessons relating to the approaches and techniques, and the second thing is about the essay writing. Okay, I will instruct you how to choose a topic and how to write your essay at the end of the course. That's the most important thing, right? So let's begin with the lesson today by a song. I don't know if you know this song. 1, 2, 3, go. You know this song? Listen again. You know this song? It's familiar with you. Have you ever listened to this song? Okay. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Then you follow me. Good. Follow, follow me. Follow, follow me. Follow, follow me. Then you'll be the next. Okay, easy. I can sing, right? Right. Let's play together. We can left hands together. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Then you follow me. Follow, follow me. Follow, follow me. Follow me, right? I do something and you follow me, right? Okay, stand up. Right. You can do cut back, it's okay. You can do punch back, it's okay. Right, it depends on you. So when we sing to and you follow me, follow me, I do something, you follow me, right? You do the same, okay? And then you'll be the next. I invite someone and he will replace. Okay? For example, then you'll be the next. So we will come here, I will come there. And we can sing, then you follow me, and he will perform something and we will follow him. Got it? Okay, now let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3. Then you follow me. Good. Follow, follow me. Good. Follow, follow me. Follow, follow me. Then you'll be the next. Good. Then you follow me. So to review your lesson, okay, we need to do something, something to warm the student up. But what is the vision of the game other than the song? Then you follow me. Let's play together. Follow me. So as a teacher, what do we follow? What do we base on to teach a lesson, to conduct a lesson? What do we base on? What do we follow? We follow 3 things. They are approaches, techniques, or method, you can say, right? today we focus on three words: approaches, methods, and techniques. So if you Google, you can find out a lot of things, right? A lot of approaches. How many approaches in language teaching? We have a lot. But today we just discuss some of that, right? So in TESOL lessons, we need a TESOL methodology, right? We need methodology. Why? Because with the methodology, we show the process. So in a language lessons, we have planning, we have something to plan, we need the planning, we need teaching, and we need training. So it means that a lesson should be planned, should be presented, and should be trained for students, right? For process of teaching, process of learning, we have three steps: teacher teaching, students learning; teacher training, students practicing; teacher testing, student producing. So that is kind of a language process, language learning process, and language teaching process. We have three jobs. The teachers have three jobs, and the students have three jobs. What they are: teaching, learning, training, practicing, producing, and testing. It depends on you. You can say testing and producing, or producing and testing. So, and in teaching methodology is that process, right? So a lesson should be planned, a lesson should be taught, okay, and kind of presented or trained or practiced in the lesson, right? And we, in the class, we need kind of the continuity. The lesson should be smooth, okay? Should up, down, no dead time. Okay, run smoothly. What do we need to make it run smoothly? We need approaches, we need method, we need techniques. So that is called TESOL methodology, or teaching methodology. Okay, teaching methodology consists of three things. They are approach or approaches. You can apply one or two approaches, it depends on you, right? And method, what is the method? Method is the combination of techniques we'll discuss later. And the last one is techniques. Actually, we need more techniques, only one, not only one. So teaching methodology consists of three things. That's a combination of three things: approaches, methods, and techniques. So what is the approach? What is the approach? What is the method, and what is the techniques? So approach is the theory of how a particular lessons best taught, determined by the teachers. This means that the teachers can choose the approach, okay, the approach, or one approach or two approaches you like to use this class. For example, you teach listening and speaking, we will apply communicative approach. We teach grammar. So in the past, we teach grammar, the teachers apply grammar translation approach. That is kind of approach. The theory of how kind of a lesson best taught, right? And what is the technique or method? Method is the combination of techniques. And these techniques should be put in a logical order. A logical order is called method. So method is something like interactive method. This means that you make the student work a lot. Or the method like reading, speaking, listening, writing. That is the process. Okay, you can see that we have some kind of task like reading first, speaking, listening, and writing. That is kind of your process. That's your method. The method is the combination of techniques. You can create your own method. Okay? For my method, what is my method? Using songs in class. That's kind of right? So my method is kind of speaking, reading, speaking, writing. Can you do that? Right? Before reading, we need something to speak, right? We need to discuss the topic. You need to brainstorm the topic by speaking, discussion, and then come to reading. After reading, we have speaking again. And after speaking about the topic, we ask them to write a summary or to write a essay. That is kind of method. See? So That is the process, or the combination of techniques put in a logical order. Right. And what is technique? Techniques is a task or an activity designed or selected by the teachers. Okay? Through the activities or through the techniques, the student can perform, can learn or perform or can practice the target language. Okay? For example, you use a song. Song is a technique. You use a song to warm the student up. You use the song to lead it, or you use the song to train the student how to listen to the kind of grammar, right? Listen to the sample, kind of the past tense of the verbs, something like that, right? And techniques are songs, techniques are games, techniques are kind of worksheets or role play or something like that. Even the games you do or some activities you present in front of. So techniques is kind of asking the student to remember or to learn by heart some words. You must do it. I must do it. Right? Nothing is impossible. Right? I love English the best. What else? One more sentence.
Nothing is impossible.
Okay. Right. So that is kind of techniques. Right? Techniques is learning by heart. Technique is using games. Technique is song. For me, I often use songs in my class. Right? So you will see there's some techniques later. So combine this one first, the second, the third. Techniques is the kind of the smallest of activity in process of learning or teaching. So in one lesson we can have a lot of techniques. So technique is the smallest item. So techniques are activities or tasks designed or selected. You can create by yourself. Or you can select it from the internet, or you copy from the book or somewhere, or you can learn from your friends, it's okay, right? But we apply in appropriate ways, right? That they should be relevant to our students' needs, should be relevant to our students' level, to our students' ages. And method is the combination of techniques. Some teachers, they just use speaking in class, but actually it's kind of make the student kind of bored or tired because they speak a lot and they have no time to reinforce, no time for do some quiet things, right? So we need something like noisy, quiet, or writing, speaking and listening and speaking again. That is kind of process, right? The logical order. So we have a lot of techniques, but we don't put in the logical order. Is wrong method. The method here is the procedure, how to make or how to put the techniques in a logical order. And what is approach? Approach is the theory of how a particular lesson is best taught, determined by the teachers. You can choose appropriate approach to base on to teach the lesson. So how many approaches are there? So the first one is, today we discuss 8 of them. Okay, we don't discuss much. You can read books, you can find out a lot of things. So the first approach we discuss today is communicative approach. So the theory of this approach is to have the student learn the language or to practice the language by 2 skills. Listening and speaking. We focus on listening and speaking. And the students have chances to practice, to learn and practice the target language by performing some social linguistic situation. What does it mean? Social culture or social linguistic situation. What are they? Now, role play. Student A, you are a customer. And student B, you are a shop assistant. So, excuse me ma'am, can I help you? What can I do for you? Right? So, I'm looking for a shampoo. Okay, the shampoo is over there, the aisle 6, right? You can see the 3rd shelf, right? So, how much is that? Right? Okay, anything else? That is kind of the role play, the real basis. So, the situation here, okay, the conversation takes place in the store, right? And what kind of language do they use? The usual language, the request, making a request. Can I have you? Or an offer. Where can I see? Right, that is fine. So linguistic situation. Or you are a waiter, student A, you are a waiter, student B, you are a customer. Are you ready to order, sir? Yes, I'd like some. I'd like some. Would you like something to drink, sir? Okay, or anything to drink, sir? Something like that. That is linguistic situation. But if we just focus on listening and speaking, we will ignore the other skills like reading and writing. Is it? Okay, is it kind of fair for the other skills? It's not, right? So this is the major. You can apply a communicative approach to teach listening and speaking, but we need to use some kind of text for the other skills as well. So after speaking, after listening, you can give them a chance, okay, to read or to write down sentences or to write an essay. But the majority, we should focus on listening and speaking. I suggest 80% for listening and speaking, the other for 20 for reading and writing. That when we apply listening and speaking. Right. So the second one is the natural approach. That also relates to speaking. But what is the difference? When we apply natural approach, we will offer the students a chance to learn and to practice the language without the fear of making mistakes or without the fear of the corrections from the teacher. Why? So, like this one, the teachers will let the student practice and he or she will not correct it. Because the students, they are afraid of making mistakes, they are afraid of the teacher's correction. For example, I asked me to come here to present, and I make a mistake, and the teacher said, no, you shouldn't say that, you say so like this. The students feel very nervous or feel embarrassed, right? So, but if you apply this one, you will give the student a chance to perform language. Now, Tri, come here. I'd like you to talk about your last, vacation, right? Or last vacation. Thank you, teacher. Hi, friends. Last vacation, I went to Singapore. I go there by plan, and I stay there for a week. I visit a lot of places like Jurong Park, right? I visit a lot of shopping malls, right? And I buy a lot of things. So is it fluent?
No.
Is it communicative? Is it okay? You understand?
Yes.
Yes? Acceptable?
Yes.
But what's wrong here? If the teachers don't correct my mistake, what happens? So he just said, oh, good job, Mr. Tri, come back to your seat. Good. Another student comes. So natural approach. So we just let the student practice, let the student perform without correction. Okay? So what's wrong here? I use the first word correctly, went, but later I use go, buy, visit, or something like that. And today, another lesson, and he asked me to come to talk again. Now, Tri, talk about your last weekend. What did you do last weekend? Last weekend was it was kind of great for me. It's good, right? I did a lot of things, okay? I go to the supermarket, okay? I have lunch, I have dinner with my family. I went shopping, I go shopping something. So what problems here? He repeats the mistakes that he makes last week. Why? The teachers don't correct him. So just encourage me to speak, right? So that is the reason why this one is kind of the weakness. The weaknesses of this approach is, right? If we don't correct the student will, the mistakes may become errors. So at that time it's difficult to change. Habit formation. is kind of very important, right? So, but if we change or if we correct, we will break this rule. So how can you innovate? How can you change? So actually for me, when I apply this one, I encouraged my students to speak, to use English, but let them present first. Or during the time they are presenting, they are talking to each other, I don't jump into their conversation. I just go around and take notes. If they make mistake, I take notes. For example, I go right when, I write down go when, right? And after that, I will ask the student, my student to present in front of the class. I don't stop them. When they make mistake, I don't stop. Right? Let it be, or let it go, it's okay? Right? And then after the test, now class, repeat after me. I went to Singapore last summer. Okay. I visited a lot of places. Right? I bought a lot of things. I don't care. I don't mention those who make mistakes. I just focus on the mistakes. So, and people who make these mistakes, he or she recognize them and correct themselves. Right? And during the time they are speaking or they are discussing together, don't stop them. Don't interrupt. No, you should say like this. Okay? If they ask you, you will say. If not, don't need. Let it be. Let them practice. So we focus on the fluency. We focus on kind of natural. Right? So that is kind of thing. And the third one is task-based approach. What is task-based approach? When we apply the task-based approach, we will offer the student a chance to learn language and to practice language by performing tasks. By performing tasks. So who performs tasks? Students. Students perform tasks, not the teachers. Teachers are the people who design tasks, who design activities for the students to do. Right. Even we present, when we present, we have some tasks for the student to understand the type of language. Right. And then practice. So I will have one lesson number 6, we'll discuss on Friday. The topic, task-based approach. How to apply, how to design tasks. Right. The 4, lexical approach. Lexical approach is kind of the best approach to teach vocabulary. So we will have the students, we'll offer the students a chance to learn the language by learning vocabulary. So, and what kind of techniques go with this approach? Brainstorming. Right? So we will offer the students the topic and they will learn, okay, we'll offer them vocabulary related to it. So lexical approach we apply to do at the first stage of teaching skill. Before reading, they need vocabulary. Before writing, they need vocabulary and ideas. So we can apply this lexical approach to teaching. Right. Brainstorming vocabulary related to the topic. For example, fruit. And even you can use this one to teach relative word. We call that family words, or word family. So like decide, decision, decisive, or indecisive. That is the way we teach. But actually, when teaching vocabulary, remember to combine skills in teaching. Do not isolate by only asking them to repeat. It's not enough. But we can have them with doing playing games or listening for a word or writing words. Okay, writing sentences with words. So I will apply something later about this one. Okay, we have the book named The Lexical Approach. In that book, they offer us kind of the process of applying this one. So I don't know if Wilson mentioned that for you already last Sunday, yesterday. Did he talk to you about the lexical approach to teach vocabulary?
Yes.
Yes? ESP, engage, study, and activate. We
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah.
So that's actually that is from this book, the lexical approach, right? And the next approach is elective or eclectical approach. So when the teachers apply this approach, it will offer the teachers a chance to combine all kind of techniques, okay, from other approaches. For example, communicative approach, we have role play, we pick up role play. Or we have discussion relating to speaking, right? Pick up discussion. Lexical approach, we have brainstorm, mind map, pick up, right? And grammar translation, we focus on grammar and focus on accuracy, pick up one, right? So that is kind of eclectic. The student have chances to practice or to learn the target language by doing a lot of things. So the student have a lot of kind of chance to practice a variety of techniques, a variety of activities. So we have listening, we have speaking, we have reading, we have writing, and we have even grammar or vocabulary. So combination, right? Or you can call this one interactive method. Interactive method, that means that the way how language interacts and the way how students interact with each other. I say that interact language, that means that the listening and speaking, they go together. Reading, writing, they go together. Listening and writing, they go together. And speaking, reading and speaking, they go together. That is interactive. Interactive learning. Or kind of eclectical approach. So the student have chances to practice the language with different activities, different kind of skills in class. Combination. Number 6, student-centered approach. In the past, we have kind of the approach is teacher-centered. Teacher-centered, what does it mean? Something like I'm doing here. Teacher speaks, student write. Okay? Teacher speaks, student listen. Only one way. One way. No feedback. No interaction. Okay, so it's not like two ways, only one way. Or you see that in the past, in the language center or even in the public school, you can see the sitting, okay, seat arrangement, rows, not like this one. So for this one, the student have chances to communicate more, and teachers can communicate with students easily, right? But in the past, it's difficult for me, or even now in some school, right? It's difficult for the teachers to go at the back of the class to talk to the student. Is it okay? So that is kind of. So student center is actually the teachers when he or she apply this approach, we will teach what the student needs. We'll teach what the student like. But so teacher, today I'd like you to help me about how to write a letter. Teachers, can you help me how to speak, okay, make a presentation? Teachers, today you can help me blah blah blah. Do you teach like that way? No, it's not like that. But we base on our student needs, we base on our student interest. Our students, they like listening to music. They like, okay, they prefer listening to music. We have some music for them to listen. They like to speak more than reading. So we will offer them more speaking activities, right? So, and our students, they like social reading, offer them social reading, right? So that's kind of based on the student needs. We come back to the lesson discussing, analyzing the student needs. So that's the reason why we need to understand our students' psychology. So then, for children, can you ask them to do the writing very often? No. What do they like? They like games, they like activities, they like jumping,
They like running, they like going to the board to write down or to slap the board or something. Not copying the words, right? That is students' needs, right? And the seventh one, the whole language approach. What do I mean in whole language approach? So the whole language approach, if when we apply a communicative approach, we just focus on listening and speaking. Natural approach, we just focus on fluency in speaking, right? But for this one, all aspects of language are focused. We have listening, we have speaking, we have reading, we have writing, we have vocabulary, we have grammar. All in all, okay? Together. And why? Why is it for year 0 beginners or kind of elementary? Why? Because these people, they are curious. They want to know everything. Come back to the time, or even some English, when you teach the adults, when they are in elementary, they ask you everything. Teachers, can you help me to listen to this conversation? Teachers, can you help me to write a letter to my friend? Teachers, can you help me to, how can I understand this text? Right? All children, some parents, they don't know much about the language learning. When they go home, the parents always ask the children, okay, come here, can you read out loud this text for me and translate that into Vietnamese form? The parents always ask the children to do that. That's wrong. But how is one? So for 0 learners, for beginners, we offer them to listen to simple conversation. We ask them to read a simple, a very short reading or short sentences. You can offer them a chance to write, but just writing here a short paragraph, not a long paragraph or long paragraph, right? Ask them to speak, but present some sentences. Hello, hi, my name is Tri, I am 30 years old, and I am a doctor, something. Very short speech, not a whole speech, right? So that's kind of the whole language approach. If you have a look at the books for elementary, like books, American English Files, Starters, and number 1, you can see that one lesson, 2 pages, there are 4 skills inside. They have pronunciation, they have vocabulary, they have reading, they have writing, they have grammar, all together in one lesson. So that is for 0. But when you come to the book number 3, the reading is longer. 2 pages for reading, or 1 page for writing, or 1 page for listening. So at that time, the skills are divided. So for beginners, you see that they're all together. One lesson, but a lot of things to do. Because the students, they need the kind of background, and they are curious. Right. And the last, today I mentioned this grammar translation approach. So grammar translation approach, when we apply this one, we focus on grammar and accuracy. Accuracy. What do I mean by this one? So the students, they learn the second language, they learn language, they learn English sometimes by translation. Right, for example. Now class, today we will learn the reading. We'll read the text. Before reading, I'd like you to copy down the 30 new words here. And actually the teachers are generous. Okay? They offer the student Vietnamese meanings here as well. Is it right? So that is the way we learn in the past. Did you learn by that way?
Yes.
Okay, I did, right? And you did too? Okay. Right. So, okay, so after learning 30 new words, now repeat after me, blah, 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 right? Only once. No more to it, right? No more free time, okay? Right. After that, open your book and read the text. The teacher reads first. And after I read, can you translate that into Vietnamese? Or sometimes they read one sentence and ask the other student to translate. I still remember one lesson. I will read it for me. I must say that my great passion in life is study. It has always been, I'd rather do that than anything else. I don't mind doing my homework, and I'd rather, my teachers ask me to learn by heart. And ask me to translate. Tôi phải nói rằng nỗi đam mê lớn nhất trong cuộc đời tôi là việc học. So, random translation. Thanks to that, I still remember that. But actually, it's nonsense, okay? So, make the student lazy. Why? They wait for translation. They wait for the translation, like I said. Today we study the simple past tense. The past tense is used to talk about an action that happened and completed in the past with a definite time. Thì quá khứ đơn được dùng để diễn tả một hành động đã xảy ra và hoàn thành trong quá khứ với một thời gian xác định. Okay, that is kind of translation. That's the reason why after 12 years learning in language or in high school, not many students who produce the language. They can build a grammar easily, but ask them to make a sentence. Can they do that? So make them lazy. But sometimes it's good. Why is it good? Because it's good to deal with very big class. We can make the presentation or we can give the lecture where the students are very proud. We have no chance to communicate. We just present the theory or present some kind of related to technique terms. Some technique terms, especially in kind of business. Or for example, net profit, okay, cross profit, okay, net income, cross income, something. Right. So it's kind of good for that kind of English. But for English speaking, for ESLs, we cannot use it. So we can use, that's the reason why we are encouraged to use English all the time in our classes. Even the children, they are 3 or 4 years old. If they are children, use some simple words. Stand up. Ask them to stand up and do some action, and they can follow you. After several times, they understand. Now sit down, okay? Open your book, okay? Close your word. Take a pen, write the word down. That is the kind of way we use English in class. Okay, now open your book. Mở sách ra các con. Lazy, right? So when we ask the student to do actions for children. So some teachers ask me, should they use, okay, they should use English all the time? I say yes. Don't translate. So TA like you work in IOA. In IOA they don't suggest, they don't encourage the TA to use Vietnamese in class. Okay, in the US, in VATC or VASS, the TAs, all the TAs are asked to use English in class. No translation. Okay, so if the TA translates into Vietnamese, the student just look at the, not listening to the right. I used to be a TA, so I know that. So, no. Why do I use this one? Because it's sometimes good for some classes, specific classes. And some very low students, especially adults. I'm teaching some classes, not some, but one class in University of Law who are very old. They study at night, in the evening. The second bachelor, or some students they say they learn the BA degree but in the evening. So their background is very low, right? And they are all 40, 50 years old. Even some people they are going to retire and they study, right? Imagine they don't know I, you, we, they. So they learn English, right? Because that is kind of criteria to say goodbye to the school, right? So if they don't pass, they cannot get the BA degree in law, right? So they have to study English. But imagine they are very low. They cannot. So teachers, can you translate that for me? And I have to do that. I have to say sorry, but to make them understand. That's kind of adults learn language is kind of difficult. So far I discussed with you 8 approaches. They are communicative approach, natural approach, task-based, lexical, student-centered, whole language approach. What else? Eclectical approach and grammar translation. Right. And what are techniques? So we discussed, repeat the idea about the method of TESOL methodology. And techniques, as I said before, techniques can be flashcards. Flashcards are the most effective way to teach vocabulary. So you learn what you said about how to present, how to teach vocabulary, right? So using flashcards to teach. So especially for kids, whenever you teach children, we have to use flashcards and pictures, right? Show the meaning. Because using flashcards is the way to show the meaning. Even some adults, we find it difficult to explain in English, right? So now, this is a book. Repeat after me, book, you show them, okay? The picture of mountain, you can understand. Mountain is, what is mountain? Can you describe mountain for okay, you can draw, right? Mountain, or you can show the picture. So easy. Love, how can you explain love? Okay, show the heart. Okay, love, right? Some kind of action. So action verb or kind of abstract verbs, you need to use some situation or some flashcards, some pictures, right? And when using flashcards, we use it to model the language, model the vocabulary, or even we use flashcards to teach grammar, the structure, and ask them to repeat in whole through. So in whole class repetition, right, or individual repetition, after teaching, after presenting, after whole class, we come to group and individual. When teaching vocabulary, remember to ask the whole class to repeat first, and then group, and individual. Right. Repeat in whole class. Right. So that is 4 things. And when we talk about flashcards, I like to talk about 2 things. So there are 2 types of flashcards. So, have a look at this. What is the difference? Okay, big, small, word, no word. Actually, this is teacher's part. Teacher's part and student's part. Right? So teachers is bigger. Just kidding. The teacher's part should be bigger with have words. And for students, when we train them, we offer this one for the student to remember. I will practice this one with you later. And talking about the flashcards, how to design. So these days, if you teach English for children, family and friends, super kids, let's go, or everybody up, when you go to the bookstore, you can ask for the flashcards. They have all for you, right? Not kind of expensive, very reasonable. I could say that when I bought Family and Friends, 365,000 per package. Imagine 200 flashcards. 200 flashcards, so it's reasonable. And how about printing? How much is this one? 1 page like this? 1,000 or 1,000 and a half. But can you use for a long time? No. But after 1 class you die, right? But with the flashcard you buy in the bookstore, they laminate it already. They have kind of the plastics outside, and you can use for a long time. So more than 200 pictures, not only, okay? So it's reasonable. If not, we will search, okay? You'll find out one thing the teachers, when you are teaching English for children, you need to have the camera or kind of a smartphone to capture and to show. If you don't have the flashcard, you can do it by yourself. I often do that, right? So talking about flashcards, in class, so we need to use a big size. And this A4 size like this one, easy for the student to see. And one thing, we need to use the kind of color. Don't use, okay, kind of the black and white. Now class, what color is it? It's the Deadpool, teacher. You know, it's the Deadpool. So actually, in the past, I still remember the time I taught the book Open Door for teenagers. And at that time, imagine the book was very expensive, almost 300,000. 15 years ago. 15 years ago. 300,000. Imagine it's so expensive, right? So one school, they have only 1 or 2 books, original books, imported from Singapore, right? And we print out for the students, okay, copy for the student, and teachers use the black and white book too, the photocopy book. And our class today we study about color. Look at this. What color is this? Is her shirt? It's a Deadpool, teacher. So with flashcards, we should use color. If not, we have to color. Yeah, make it. I believe that you can do it well. Pictures, okay, and laminate it. You can use for a long time, right? So if you laminate it, the student, okay, say that, oh, it's good, so it's get sent for them too, right? And we use flashcards to perform vocabulary, to teach vocabulary. Okay, we can use flashcards to play the game, memory game. You can stick the words on the wall, or stick the pictures on the wall, and you give the definition, and the student can go around the class to find out the word. That is kind of learning game. Okay, or we can use flashcards to make the sentence. Now, for example, I will make the sentence like this: once upon a time in the so after learning vocabulary, we can use flashcards again to train them how to make a sentence. And this is good for children too, because in the future, when they do the movers, or starters, movers, and flyers, they have to write down the word underneath, okay, under the flashcards. So necessary to train for our student like that. And the second techniques we can use are these songs. So you know this song?
Yes.
So you can change a lot of words. If you're happy and you know and clap your hands, okay? If you're sad and you know and say hoo-hoo, sad, you say, okay? And if you're thirsty or if you're cold, right? If you're hungry and you know and say burger or someone like sandwich. If you're hungry and you know and say sandwich, right? That is the way we can have the student learn vocabulary too. With songs, change, replace, easy to remember, right? And you still remember the song, this one? How's the weather? How's the weather? It's sunny. It's sunny, right? It's sunny today, is it right? But you can change this song. Can you sing this song? Some rhythm, some melody. I think that is familiar with you. You make me forget. Okay. How's the weather? How's the weather? How's the weather out today? Is it sunny? Is it sunny? Is it sunny out today? See? Right? You can change. I like hamburgers. I like hamburgers very much. Okay? Something like that. Do you like hamburgers? Do you like? Okay? So you can change with songs. Actually, I can see that in Super Kids, the book Super Kids for children, they apply a lot of sometimes. They change. Actually, they buy that kind of the offer to change the words. use the music, but they use different tools. So for teachers, because this is educational training purposes, so we can apply without kind of the fear of breaking the rules, right? So you see, applying songs to teaching. So change. One tip for teaching children, the teacher should know how to sing songs. You don't need to sing beautifully, but know how to sing it. If you cannot sing very well, you can play the music, right? Play the recording, right? And games, singing games and activities necessary for kids and for teenagers, right? So games and activities are ways we connect the people. We make the student work. We make the student do something, do things to learn, teamwork, and practice or acting, right? So when conducting games or activities, remember we have the name for the game. For example, her game is Kaboom. This is a Kaboom. Okay, that's the name of the game. Now, class, we are going to play the game Kaboom. So, teacher, what does it mean, Kaboom? Okay, now explain. So, the rules. You should talk about the rules. And then we should demonstrate. It's mean that perform an example, conduct an example for your students. And of course, we need to give them the time limit. Remember why I offer you only 7 to do the warm-up? Because we need to balance our time for other activities as well. We have a lot of games, don't worry, so this one is only 5 minutes, right? You have only 2 minutes to finish this one. That is kind of thing. The rewards. After the game, who wins, okay, can have the gift. But for children, some teachers, they often have candies in the bag and give candies to the children. The children, they like it, but the parents, do they like it? No. Too thick, right? So, for children, we can change into my stickers. Using stickers to give them sticker. If you are good, I will give you a smiling face. If you collect 20 smiling face, you can get one present from me. That is a pencil or a pencil. It depends. So that is the way to encourage the student to join activity or to be nice in the class. And teachers' involvement. Sometimes the teachers is a participant, right? Or teachers is an observer. Score. The teacher should be fair. And for kids, never let one team lose. That means that team A, 6, team B, only 1. So team B will say, quit teacher, we quit. Why? They can win, right? 6 and 1, no, having to win. How can you win? So sometimes teachers can make the rule, right? Suppose that they raise the hand first, right? But you look at them, okay, you can let them say answer. But actually the winner will be still the winner, right? So let them be balanced. Don't never let one team so high and the other team so low, right? So balance. And one thing, make it various. The games or activities should be various, not only one. Okay, now class, you like to play game? Yes? Now let's play hang-man. And some children say, oh, hang-man again? So the children, they want something new. Or some students, they like the old ones, but the other students, okay, new game teacher, new game teacher. So that is kind of, the teacher should change a lot, right? And games activities, you can change into Simon Says. The talking about the body parts, okay, right? You can teach Simon Says, touch your head, touch your shoulder, or Simon Says long, short, or something. That's kind of. And musical chair, relating to music, you can play the music and ask a student to go around the chair, and music stops, they have to find out the chair to sit down. But actually it's kind of dangerous because the children, they hit each other to get the chair, so it's not safe and sound, right? So by that way, we can change into the shoes, right? Put the shoe here, and after that they can sit on the shoe or can stand on the shoe, it's okay. But how about freeze? Especially for people who teach in grammar, for example, we teach about present continuous tense, dancing, or do some action, right? Run, and freeze. And at that time, okay, what they are doing, ask them. Pass the parcel or pass the ball, you can play the music and the student pass the ball. And after when passing the ball, the teachers can play the music. When the music stops, who keeps the ball, who say the words. Right. And you know, battleship, like this kind of a violin. So group A shoot group B, and group B have to say a word, and then shoot group C. Okay, just take turn like that way. And how about memory card? So we use cards to have the student to memorize the word. Actually, I could present vocabulary like this. The King's Land, right? So they say the King's Land. And how about this one? Princess. Okay, kind of that. So that is memory card, or you can change into kind of game. Or TPR action games, like we did now do the action. TPR, that means total physical responses. When teaching vocabulary or even teaching the structure, you can use TPR, right? So what am I doing? Flying, okay? So what am I doing? Running, right? So so now I will apply some techniques in teaching a story. One suggestion in when teaching children, we need to use story to teach them. The children, they like stories, fairy tales, for example. And I'm going to present, okay, kind of the story. The name of the story is The Princess and the Dragon. So, how many main characters do you think there are? Two. What are they? The princess and the dragon. What happened to the princess? Okay. So, who else? Who else? Only princess and dragon? The king, okay, good. Right. So before, traditional way, for children, you can offer them vocabulary first before reading. Now, class, repeat after me. The King's Land.
The King's Land.
The King's Land.
The King's Land.
The King's Land. The King's Land. The King's Land.
Spell it. L-A-N-D.
L-I-N-D.
Land. L-A-N-D. Land.
L-I-N-D. Land.
What can you see in the King's Land?
Castle.
Castle. Okay, again.
Land.
Castle.
Castle.
C-A-S-T-L-E.
C-A-S-T-L-E.
Suppose I teach vocabulary and I ask my student to repeat. If you have the projector, you can show to your student. If not, you prepare flashcards. Right? The King's Land, Castle, what else? Remember to put them in logical order so that we can teach them easily. Now, the castle, what kind of castle is this? Golden castle. Right? It's a golden castle, okay? Right. And who lives in the castle?
King.
The king, okay? King. Now repeat king. K-N-G, king.
King.
K-I-N-G, king. Right? Who lives with the king?
Wings.
Queen. Okay. Princess as well. Queen. Okay, remember queen and princess. Who else? Prince. Actually, Prince will see the later. And what happened to the prince, the princess? Okay, there is an ugly monster. It's called Og. Okay, Og. Right? So again, Og. Ask the student to repeat. And suppose that you look. Okay, where does he live? Is it a golden tower?
No. Right.
A dark tower. A dark tower. And how about this one?
Knight.
Is he brave?
Yes.
Okay. Whom does he fight?
The
The ball. So you see, teaching vocabulary, during the time I teach vocabulary, I make some sentences. And I ask my students some questions to relate to the vocabulary term. Right? And what's this? Who can get the back of gold? The knight. Okay. How? Oh, cue the ball, right? Okay. And how about this one? Is he happy?
Yes.
Is he a dangerous dragon?
No.
He is a friendly dragon, right? Okay. And where does he live?
Hey.
Be careful. My children, they say. Okay. My God, I don't know why they know this word, cafe. Cave, right? Okay, good. And how about this one?
Prince.
So, what happened to the prince? Okay, right. Suppose that you learn how many words already? 12 words. 12 words. Okay. So after learning, I will play the game. We call slap the word. Right? So easy. June and Queen, come on. I will say a word and you slap it, right? Okay. Here. Some fights. Are you ready? Dragon. Right? Okay. Look like a geek for me, right? Okay. So knight. Oh, good, right? The king. Yeah. A bag of gold. Oh, good. Okay. Right. Then you go back. So changing the atmosphere, right? So now, okay, for team, okay, take turns, okay? And now I'd like you to remember, say out loud the words that is passing the ball. I will play the music and I'd like you to say a word. Okay, and when I stop the music, who gives the ball will say a word. And the next person is not allowed to repeat the word the friend has said already. Okay? Now, right. Good. Or you don't need, okay, you don't need to, okay, you can move back, right? Queen, right? King, good. Already, Queen? 1, 2, good. Will we learn kingdom land? The king's land. Okay, right. Already you changed the word. 1, 2. It's already.
Hey. Already.
Okay, right. Two words. Say down 2 words. Okay, right. So you see that for this activity, the teacher's control. I want someone to say, I can ask by stopping the music. Right, the teachers control that. So you see that during the, okay, everyone can have a chance to say out loud the word, to check the pronunciation for individual. Right? So now next activity, what is missing? We have 12 words, right? So what is missing?
Wing.
What is missing?
Off.
Up here. Up here. The king's land. The king's land. Okay? And now we have bag of gold, castle, cave, dragon, prince, princess, queen, tower, prince, knight, king, and all. We don't count the king's land anymore. We have 11 words here. Okay? 2 teams from ye to we, from to full here. What is missing? Say first the winner. What is missing? Good. Castle. Good. 1 point for you. What's missing? King's land. We don't count anymore. We don't count King's land. Who said? King. Right. Good. King. What's missing? Knight. Yes. Your point. Okay. What's missing? The king. Excellent. What's missing? What's missing? The queen. Right. What's missing? Dragon. Yes. What's missing? Tower. You first. What's missing? Cave. Good. What's missing? Prince.
Prince.
What's missing? Nothing. Okay, so that's kind of the way to have the student eliminate or remember the words and say out loud the word. And now, I'd like you to, you don't need to play in group, but I give you, what is this? A set of letters. Take one and pass. Take one and pass. So we'll play in whole class, not in group, right? We don't need to play in group, we play in whole class. So make sure that you know how to spell the words. Right. And you can have 2, okay? Some have 2, it's okay. You can use it. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you the word and the pictures, and you have to spell the word. Okay? For example, just the land. Spell the word land for me. Where is L? L. Good. Say aloud. Good. And good. Again. Right. Good. O. R. G